once again, my friends, I've got just another quick one we're going to knock out tonight. Just some little basic service, little quick repair that's going to essentially just get this off my bench and back into being 100%. So if you saw from the previous video, I've already done an inspection and demo of this DOD Overdrive Preamp. This is I think it's an early 1980s model, but we'll confirm that. It has a replaced power jack and a replaced, that's the output jack. I have a new old stock Switchcraft power jack here, which is the exact same part that was used. And then I have a vintage Switchcraft enclosed type. This is used, but that's okay because in the pedal it would have been used as well, so I have no problem doing that. And I'll probably never use the power jack, but I just wanted to restore this. There's two little things that were keeping this pedal from being 100% original, so let's make it 100% original. Also just curious, because I have them sitting here, how close are those squares? Not quite. These would need to be sanded down, but then they'd probably be pretty accurate. Yeah, they look like they're the right size. They're just a little bit tall, so it would sit proud of how it does now. However, I mean, look how worn these are. The ones that I have sitting over there are probably extremely accurate to what this was like when it was new. All right, let's take the battery out. I don't think there's really a need to do it on this little guy, but because there's only two of them and they're so small, I like to read these off. 16 volts, 10 microfarads on that electrolytic. 16 volts, 4.7 microfarads on that one. And this one is 11.4 millimeters long and 5.11 millimeters wide. And this is 11.8 millimeters long and 5.13 millimeters wide. Let's revisit the IC in here because there's going to be some people that didn't watch this video that want to know. This is a TLO 81CP Texas Instruments Malaysia chip. Okay. How about the diodes? Anything worth noting on those? Can we see any markings? Come on, camera. Not sure. Of course, does anybody say rewind anymore? Rewind what? Well, vinyl, you know. I've rewound plenty of vinyl. Okay, that guy wants to come out the hard way. Will this jack come out first and be out of the way entirely? That would be nice. Yes. A little box wrench would be perfect for this. But I don't have one. Yeah, maybe I do have one handy. Whatever. I just did it. Live with it. Okay. Not a lot of room to work with on that. That's okay. We're not going to put it back in the same way it came out. Let's confirm positive is going to tip. I mean, negative is going to tip on this. We don't really know. We're going to find out in a second. Takes a minute for this bench top multimeter to boot on. I gave away my digital, negative tip. My digital function generator, waveform generator, because it was a 2-channel. One channel died. Figured I'd get another one, and I have 2 other waveform generators on my bench hooked up that are WaveTechs and nicer than that, but they're older, they're analog. But I never replaced it. And now my favorite one's developed a little bit of drift in the frequency. I guess you would say it's a little bit of modulation in the frequency, because it wobbles up a little bit and it wobbles back down a little bit. So I need to get in there and perform a service on that. But the thing is, you can get a newer one pretty cheap these days. It does some nice stuff. My scopes might actually have a waveform generator in it. I didn't even think about that. But it's likely it does. Look at that. Didn't melt anything, fortunately. That's not it. It's still on there. Yeah, I'd like to get one that does pink noise and white noise and sweeps up and sweeps down in frequency on non-noise. Sometimes it'd be nice to just have all levels of noise, like a full range sound, just to go through something. Say you're checking a filter or an EQ. You know, it's nice to be able to say, if you run a 1 kilohertz sine wave through it, for instance, and you take out 300 hertz, do you notice? Or if you run a 300 hertz sine wave through it, and all of a sudden you've lost everything above 1 kilohertz, that's a massive problem. But do you even notice? So you can sweep, but then you're waiting. if you have pink noise, which is all frequencies at even volume all the time, then you can just know that I'm changing this and that, and you can hear it real time anytime. So that's what I want. But that doesn't seem to be a common feature on these waveform generators. Probably because it's difficult for them to make all that stuff at once. I mean, they're pretty much just making sine waves, and then that sine wave is being manipulated into squares and triangles and other things by stacking sine waves and layering them up and down. Turning them on and off. See, this isn't a switched jack. So a safety feature was defeated in here, where when you plug in a jack into this type that is switched, it has 3 terminals, not 2, and the battery passes through this, so that when you physically connect a jack, it physically disconnects the battery, which is how you want to do it. It's hard to get in between these switch contacts on these. This one is a little different than what I'm used to. But it is normally closed. That's what we're looking for. In fact, it is the exact same part number as the original. Okay. Burnishing tool. Just a little bit there on the contact surface. Would-be contact surface. I guess I could have used this on the switch contact on this one. That's nice. Remember to buy this type in the future. The ones that you find on a lot of pedals, you can't actually get that in there. Look at that. He just wants to go home. It's like, come on. That's where I live now. Put me in. All right. So, these are, this is messed up. It needs to be re-stripped. So this one from the battery is going to connect to this thing's all kinds of foobarred, isn't it? Because this is the positive lead. Is that okay? No. I don't know what the polarity is supposed to be on this little 1/8 inch jack type. Is it positive tip? I think it has to be, because that's where the contact is. Doesn't say on the actual pedal itself. Quick Google foo here. Let's see what we got. DOD Overdrive Preamp 250. Power requirement. It's gonna show me a bunch of new ones. Hard looking for vintage stuff when they reissue it. You know what's a better way to do that? Maybe search for one on Reverb that's got photos of the inside. DOD 250. And we will filter the results to only things prior to, if I put 1979, is it going to give me any yellow ones? Not that it really matters. But I think some of the earlier gray ones didn't have a power jack. Okay, well this one does have a power jack, even though it's gray. So I'm going to look at it. Show me the inside. Show me the inside. Come on, it's only showing me the chip, the LM741NC chip, which is not what I have. Maybe I should get that one. Okay, here's full-on gut shots. LM741NC RCA. That's a $700 pedal, my friends. Oh no. Okay. So, right. I'm remembering that the earlier ones have a larger PCB which covers up that jack. So even the gut shots, not seeing it. I'm going to go up to 1989. We're going to look at some that are actually the same thing I'm looking at here. Okay, gut shot, 1982. Yeah, we can see the jack. What do we got? What do we got? Tell me the reds on the switch. Oof. Oh, who could say from that? It's a mess. One of these terminals is not used, so are they just grounding through the case? Sits this way. Oh boy, oh boy. Sits this way. I'm just comparing mine to the screen. And they are soldering to that, which is the tip. I need another photo. That one is just so close. It's just the angle they took is just ever so slightly blocking view of what wires land where on that jack. As is this next one. Maybe that's actually the same one. Try another. Okay. That's a reissue. Get that out of here. Ain't no 1980s pedal. Okay, here we go. Nice clear shot. And okay, we've got two red wires running to that jack. And no negative. So is this chassis grounded through anything but the pots? Maybe it is. Maybe that's it. All right. So, yeah, they're leaving the, let me show you on here. And two now I've seen from DOD, they're leaving this sleeve contact disconnected, and they're just running the positive battery through there and there. Now, that sleeve contact is common to this, which bolts to the pedal case. So, the pedal case must be grounded. Let's prove that theory right now. So, there's negative on the battery. I do not have continuity. Okay, that's fair. That's because my jack is presently disconnected. So let's just say the jack is going to for certainly be connected to negative. So I think it's safe to say that yes, we will have power on the chassis, negative. So yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Now, just want to make sure I'm putting this in the right way that they had it. So that's the old one. Battery goes to second one up, straight across. So the battery goes to what is actually the switch terminal, and the pedal power. And let's just route this exactly how they had it. So theirs goes under the black wire. Yep, it will be. And then connects to the first one. Okay, I'm going to clean this up too, because there's plenty of slack and it's kind of gnarly. Solid core wire. Sometimes it's nice to work with solid core. It doesn't fray on you. Do you like these 5-minute fixes? When you're me working on something vintage and you want to do it right, 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Pedal power goes through the first one, which is actually the tip. Right here. Oh, they're doing it. Comes in from the top. Look at that. It is stranded. It's just very stiff and tinned. So they come in from the top and then bend back. That's what we're going to do. Come in from the top, bend back, give it a little crimp. Get this guy out of the way. And then solder it. Crimp it on there because if you're Electro-Harmonix, you may never put solder on it and the pedal will still work for 50 years. Also, because solder is not glue, you want a mechanical connection, you want a mechanical contact, and then the solder just holds it together complementary like. All right. Okay. This guy comes up here, also lands from the outside, pokes through. I wonder if this is the original battery clip. Looks a little clean. I'm showing a black plastic one in this one. Let's look at the others. Black plastic. Well, It's kind of a bummer as I have a black plastic one in another pedal that needs to come out. But which pedal was it? That's the question. Was it the octave multiplexer? Was it the small clone? Small clone's just one screw to find out, and it's right here. Nope. Look at that. There's an alpha pot in there. Is that right? I don't know. This is a later one. So maybe it is right. I don't usually have EHX stuff this late. This is like a late 80s, early 90s one. I got it for the Nirvana Association. I guess I could look in here real quick too. Because if I have that same kind of battery clip in a pedal that it doesn't belong in, and it's of the same era, then that would be handy. Nope. It's a good looking pedal. Like that mint green board, just like the electric mistresses. Those have been worked on. Illinois capacitors. Ooh, what is that? Is that a Redicon chip there? Okay, I'm getting distracted. Worked on by Fuchs. Thanks, Andy. All right, we're going to proceed with that DOD repair. And we're going to keep that blue battery connector because it's plausible that it's original. I don't think it is, but it's plausible. And then one day when I come across that other battery connector, which might be in one of the two big muffs, they'll be coming apart again. They both need a little love. Well, the ram's head does. Triangle is pretty straight. Should I just check it now for the battery connector? It's right here. What was that? I don't know if these black countersunk machine screws are actually correct. Here I am robbing parts from a Triangle Big Muff for an 80s DOD 250 preamp. But fear not, my friends. I would not do that unless this part is wrong anyway. No, it's not. It's correct, so it's not that one. All right, we're going to quit messing around then. Kind of glad it's not in there. What could it be? Hey, can you guys tell me? You guys watching this video? You've been watching my channel. Do you recall seeing a 9-volt battery clip in a pedal, which is not one of these types that has the like the vinyl flexible material, but it was black, but it's actually hard plastic, and the wire exits like dead on from the back of it. It was like a nylon plastic, maybe. If you recall seeing one of those in one of my videos, leave a comment. Wow, I actually have a meaningful and valid way or reason for saying that without sounding like a shill. Like, yeah, if you can remember, because I can't, that would be helpful. Okay. Moving on. Last week on All My Pedals, James Finnerty of Rewind Electric was soldering the wrong battery connector to the power jack. of his DOD 250 preamp during a vintage parts only restoration. Will these crimes go unpunished? Crimes against history. Okay. I picked an ugly one to look at a picture of. Show me the pedal. That is the reissue. People are just kind of shisty sometimes. 1980s. No, it's not. Here's another one. It's a reissue. 3PDT switch. Wave soldered. CE registered. Whatever. Rojas board. Like, it's not original. It's a reissue. Well, as I've looked at like 3 others there, I can at least say that for certain, the rest of them are all wired up the same. But where does this black lead go? I don't know. It's kind of redundant. I don't know if we need it. Because we have continuity from here to here, right? Why are you big? Really? Maybe it wants to plug in it to give me a proper reading. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I don't think there's 2 leads coming off of that in this one. One black wire going to the battery. One black wire going to the board. Yep. Somebody put a spare in here when they put that jack in. Somebody went through a lot of trouble to put that jack in the wrong way. You know what you call somebody who installs a jack poorly and makes you go back in and fix it because they were careless? I can think of a term that starts with jack. Did I put that on the wrong one? I am such a dumb. I was about to be that type of jack, and it was not of all trades. Okay. All that me sitting there talking about how we didn't use that lug, and I used it, and not even for the right thing. Well, it is nice and clean now, but I don't want to leave it quite like that. I'll put the poke a hole back in there in case somebody wants to solder something to it one day, and to just have it looking original. Even though it's nice and tinned now, where it was majorly crusty before. I kind of did myself a favor in that way. It looks nicer now, but I got to fix that, which I think I just did. Can you hear that soldering iron? It makes all kinds of weird digital alien noises. Especially when you get near a pedal. The heater element for that is like here. You know, most soldering irons it's back up in here somewhere. No, it's like here. It's way up at the front. Which is why it comes up to temperature in about 4 seconds and stays there. no matter what kind of load you put on it. It's not a real JBC. I have a real JBC sitting next to me. That one is not. I think the tips are. Maybe the iron. But the brain of it is not. I'll tell you why. Because I couldn't get one. And JBC took... I got one, liked it, was like, great, let's get some more. You got to go through a sales rep because they're that kind of place. Talk to my local rep. Okay, we'll have it to you 15 days, 30 days, another 30 days, another 30 days, another 30 days. Okay, within 6 months. All right. On the anniversary of it being, I don't remember if it was 1 year or 6 months, what it finally got to, but it was like the I can't take it anymore day. I checked one last time before I was going to say cancel it. I just can't. Like, if I can't get these irons or parts for them inside of 6 months, I can't run my business using them. So just cancel it, and we will have to revisit this at a later time. And when I went to check on that final thing, they were like, oh, it shipped. Here's your tracking number. Oh, I see. So it showed up like the next day. And I'm very happy with it. It's an auto feed JBC iron. I use it for coil winding. And I probably will get a couple more. But they are not inexpensive. Let's just say that. Let's just say it like this. You could buy an original 1960s NKT 275 fuzz face for less. You could buy a 1960s 100 watt plexi super lead for less. It's not insignificant. It's a tool I use every day though. And it saves a lot of time. And it's one of those tools that makes work, it can make work enjoyable. I mean, it is a joy to use the thing. Like, it's so nice when you pick it up and then you remember how life used to be before it. Okay. So we've got black going to, I'm just going to cut it off. We got black going to the sleeve and purple going to the tip. Is it just the tip? Yeah. Purple is going to just the tip. Please don't break off the switch when I do this. There's not a lot of length on this, so I'm not cutting the purple off. I'm going to try and preserve it. Seems to have gone okay. Okay, now we determined that black was going on top of the battery connectors. Very good. I was about to complain to myself, loosely, that I don't have a way to test this without, like, you know, going to my studio office and pulling out a pedal board, pedal supply, and finding the adapter for the 1/8 inch. But then, look at that, right there. One of the bad stones I bought came with this plugged into the back. And that will let me use a regular 9-volt adapter to test this. Look at that. Grungy, man. That is not a pretty job. That's what I had found in there. Okay. It is indeed a vintage switchcraft though. So it's worth cleaning up. because there's going to be something else that needs exactly that one day. All right. Okay. I don't want to break out the duck right now. I just want to get this done. So let's see. Can we get this off of here? This is kind of heavy gauge stranded wire. I'm not feeling super confident about my ability to pull it off without a proper vacuum or some kind of better tools. Oh, I hear it. Okay. Well, look at that. Once in a while, you win one. You ever heard that saying, even a broken clock is right twice a day? The youth of today will never understand how that is the case. Like, I don't know. My screen's black all day long. Oh, man, you guys are watching a blurry mess here. Let me zoom out. Let's confirm that this is indeed a Switchcraft, even though it came in a bag of them. I want to make sure that I didn't pull out some random fake oddball that's not. These are printed around the perimeter. Yep, I see it there. Switchcraft. Top center of the screen. Cool. All right. We will use the vintage hardware, including the lock nut. Well, let's connect the leads first. Burnishing tool time. Let's just clean up that contact right there for the tip. Because we want that to last many years to come trouble-free. Topo Chio time. I saw Josh Scott drinking a Topo Chio in a video, and now I feel like a total poser. However, I would prefer to be drinking Perrier. It has less sodium in it and doesn't taste salty. Now the Topo Chio bottles, those tall ones, those are pretty cool. I do like the bottle, but it's not my preferred beverage. I'm only drinking it because my local store abandoned me on keeping them in stock and decided that once I bought all of them, they would buy no more, and that would be it. All right, this is the tip with the big funky loopy loop. That was purple? Purple was the tip. Purple was just the tip. Yeah. Okay. I might be trimming that back anyway. Didn't want to, but it doesn't look very good. Don't want this pedal to look like a mess. I'm trying to clean up a mess. So Steve Albini died. You guys know who he is? Guitar player, but a producer as well. Some pretty awesome records under his name. He was not that old. Shoot, I just broke that off. I had gone so far, and then my very last wire broke off. I'm gonna have to pull the board for that. Oh. There's a magazine called Tape Op that I subscribe to, which it's just like recording technology stuff. I've been reading that for longer than I've been running Rewind Electric. I've got a little solder stuck to the end of this screwdriver. It's been driving me nuts. It's time to get rid of it. anyway, I imagine they're going to do a full issue on Steve, which is going to be pretty awesome for sure. Love to read about the recording techniques and the gear of producers and artists who did my favorite recordings and songs and such. Okay. Let's see if I can do this cleanly without having to. I might have to get the duck out for this. We'll see. Maybe I can push it out rather than vacuuming it out. There's just the rest of that tip of that lead stuck in there. Okay. Oh, I had it. It's an awkward place and way to hold a thing. I think I got it though. You guys see what I'm doing here? I'm scared to zoom in because then I'm gonna block the camera entirely and also forget to zoom back out. You guys remind me, okay? Just yell at your screen if I forget to zoom out. Throw something at it. Okay. Oh, no. I had it all pinched on there, ready to solder nicely. And then it moved on me. It fell under its own weight. Okay. There. My labor on this pedal has probably exceeded its value, but I kind of liked it. Maybe it's not the best by most standards, not the best 250, but I liked it. Okay, a little camera glitch there for a second. Hopefully we're back on track now. I just got that black lead reattached. All right, and now we can solder this mammer jammer right here. And in the case of this one, I'm just copying the photo. It's actually coming in from the upper back side. Just like that. I'm not trying to fool anybody. Obviously, I'm making a public video of me doing it, but I want it to just be original parts for me. Even the battery clip. So I'll be revisiting that at some point. Okay, now I gotta kind of pull these other wires. Oh, please don't break off the board while I do this. That would be awful if I broke that blue wire, the red wire, the black one again. You know, it's all possible. Okay, now I just need to kind of jam this guy in there. I think I'm going to take the switch out to do it. As long as that switch comes out easily. 14 millimeters, my friend. There he is. It's just going to give me a little bit more room to leverage that jack in there without stressing the purple wire. Going to the hot. Oh, get that lock nut on there. This has been a little more tricky than initially anticipated. However, the results are something I'm very pleased with. Now, can I get this switch in there? Yeah. Okay. That was a lot easier to try and get that switch in than it would have been to try and get that jack in with the switch. Okay, just like that. I'm just trying to get all the little angles correct. And this switch does sit at an angle in the one I'm looking at. So we're going to duplicate that on this example. There's my 14. That's probably why it's at an angle, because I got some nice leverage to tighten it against when it sits on that jack. Okay, I think we're done. Got a crusty little piece of battery foam here. I think I can do better. There you go. See? It's nice, isn't it? Nice and clean. Let's just check a few things with continuity before we fire this guy up and throw the volts at it. First thing you gotta do whenever working on something on my bench is to tangle the multimeter leads up around everything. I want to make sure I'm using the correct nut. I think this one's actually original. The one that's in my hand, that's on the pedal, might be original to the jack that we're putting on, but this one matches the other better, which I think makes it original to the pedal. So let's go with the original to the pedal rather than the vintage original to the jack. Okay. There's no lock washer on that. There is a lock washer on my example. I need to put a lock washer on it. Let's hope I got a vintage one. Those are kind of rare for me to have. Oh, I know where I do. I know where I do. I got a whole bag of these jacks. That one's black. I just turned out a bunch of black ones. Here's a nickel one. Okay. Well, all right, now, change of game plan here. Now, because I'm swapping out the hardware, I'm going to put the matching hardware on both. So now it's all vintage hardware, and it is the vintage hardware original to the jacks. That way I know for sure it is. So that's not getting used. This stuff is. Oh, can I get that out of there? Tight quarters. I don't really need to get it out. I just need to get a lock washer in. Yep. I think we got this. Oh yeah. It's Kool-Aid time. How about the wooden poker? Let's go with that one. Yeah. Okay. You guys still with me on this? Okay, now just as James is a little silly about stuff measure, we're gonna swap that hardware so they match perfectly, and they are all vintage originals. These two terminals I want to kind of short out. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, gotta rotate this guy back a little bit. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about, but these two switch or jack terminals are bumping up against each other. They just need to be, each jack needs to be rotated in such a way that they're not directly pointing at each other, which shouldn't be a big deal. And looking at the photo, that's exactly what's going on there too. They're sitting kind of opposite each other, just like that. Okay, see how I've rotated one this way and one that way, and now there's room where those terminals don't touch each other. Okay, now back to that continuity check we were talking about. Oh wait, I gotta put one of my spares is missing its hardware, so let's put that on. And then I actually have another set to throw into my drawer of spare hardware. That stuff will all get picked through if I have a vintage guitar in here that needs something matched exactly. That's what that is there for. Okay, continuity checking time. So, yes. Yes. No. No. Am I on the wrong one? These wires always want to get tangled up at the worst times. Oh, right. We had that issue before. It wants a plug in there to... Okay. So now I should be able to hit that and... Beautiful. Stay with me here. This thing's rocking around. All right. I guess I should check that there's not continuity from positive to ground there. Okay, good. Good. All right. Let's fire up the 78 Princeton reverb. Somebody call the voltage. We better zoom out or you're going to have a blurry mess to deal with. Somebody pick a voltage. 93.2. No, that's a little bit low. Go up. 101.7. All right, I'll work with that. Okay. And if I remember right, this pedal does not sound very good with this amp. It's going to be kind of brash, kind of harsh, kind of abrasive, kind of brittle. Give it a little juice. Okay, that's a good sign. Let me just try a little guitar through it. I can try with the soldering iron because it wants to come through the pedal. Just a little guitar to see how we did. Said it's very brash. Okay, let's try it with a power supply, power all. Where'd that little adapter go? Here it is. And I better check voltage at the tip. Positive tip, 9 volts. And that should be what we want. Let's see if we blow this up. Nope. Sounds just the same. That should be disconnecting the battery. Let's prove that it doesn't need the battery. Got it. Okay, we're done with that one. I guess we can shut that down. Shut down the Princeton. I'm going to leave the Princeton on, actually. There's always one last check I like to do on these pedals. And that is when I put them back together, I just want to make sure that when I screw that back on, it doesn't mess something up. Turn it off. Okay. And that guy's a little microphonic. Could be a little problematic. Okay. I wonder if they used black screws. I still have the photos up. Let's take a look. I don't know if those screws are original or not. Yeah, this one actually in the photos, it has 2 black screws and it's missing 2 screws. That's a good sign that they're original. Somebody probably would have replaced all 4 if they were going to replace them. And these are fairly crusty. And they fit perfect. Gotta say, they look good. You know, you got that 80s yellow and black thing happening here. Okay, let me get this power supply out of here. It's making some hum. Because guitar pedal supplies should induce hum into your pedals, right? My use of that thing is not an endorsement, by the way. My use of that is a matter of it was sitting here. Okay. I need my little special card for putting these guys on, and I don't know where it's going off to, so I'm going to do it a different way. Just gonna put a card under each end. Hopefully that's good. Oh yeah, perfect. Same thing here. Card under each end. Tip it down. Leave off the last S for savings. And there you go. I put that one on a hair too tight. Quick adjustment. Great. See, I just want to do this. Uh-oh. Yeah, just want to know it was still working. All right, we're all done. That's great. This guy's going to move out of the shop location now. He's graduated. No need for him to stay here because he really does not sound too good with the Princeton. Although, maybe I should give him a day in court with the Laney clip. I have a feeling he would be a pretty awesome partner for that. So maybe before I take him out of here entirely, I'll give him a clip date. A little tour of the Partridge family. Partridge family of vintage British Transformers, that is. Okay. You guys are watching me clean my bench. What's wrong with you? Get on with your day. Why are you still here? I am going to get to something else next. Something mighty groovy. But it won't be in this video. So there's not really any point in hanging around. But you're still here. Like some kind of weird guest that's overstayed their welcome. I guess if you're going to be around here, why don't you make yourself useful and help me clean up, huh? Put these screwdrivers over here. Put the poking tools over here. Scraping tools. The pinching tools and the cutting tools. Brushing tools. Nipping tools. Pinching tools. twisting tools. This came in a pedal box. I don't even know what it is. I think it's probably like a part of a kid's toy, but I really don't know. All right, now is the time on Sprockets when we dance. I've got to put something into the other room, which means I'm going to have to walk away, and it would be a security risk if I left you guys here. You know, the boss, my insurance, they wouldn't really be cool for that. So you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here anymore. So, all right, enjoy yourself. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.